This tutorial introduces you to synapses. If you like what you see on our channel, please like, subscribe and turn on notifications. We have seen in our previous tutorial on neurons or nerve cells how an impulse picked up by a dendrite travels through the cyton, then along the axon and onwards to the axon terminals. Now the axon terminals are not directly connected to the next neuron because there is a small gap between the neurons. You must be wondering, if the neurons are not connected to one another, then how does the impulse pass from one neuron to the other? Now here, neurons do not touch each other, but where the neuron does come close to another neuron, a synapse is formed between the two. Neurons connect and communicate with each other through synapses. So, what is a synapse? A synapse is a junction between two neurons consisting of a small gap across which impulses pass from one neuron to the next. Now, what are synapses composed of? Synapses are composed of three parts. The presynaptic ending, where the signal is initiated and contains the neurotransmitters. The synaptic cleft, which is a microscopically small gap between the two neurons. And the postsynaptic ending that contains the sites for the receptors, that is, molecules which receives signals for a cell. Inside the first neuron's axon are hundreds of small sacs called vesicles. Each vesicle contains certain chemicals called the neurotransmitters. When an impulse picked up by a dendrite travels through the axon and arrives along the axon terminal of the first neuron, it causes the vesicles to move to the cell membrane and empty the neurotransmitters into the synaptic cleft. These chemical messengers quickly cross the tiny synaptic gaps and attach to the receptor molecules in the cell membrane of the second neuron. This can happen because the shape of the neurotransmitter molecules is complementary to the shape of the receptor molecules. They act like a lock and key model. Receptors act like the lock while the neurotransmitters function like the key. The binding of the neurotransmitter with the receptors triggers a nerve impulse in the second neuron. This impulse sweeps along the neuron until it reaches the next synapse. Here, a similar process occurs to transmit the impulse to the third neuron. Hence, we can see here that synapses can act like a one-way valve. They ensure that nerve impulses only travel in one direction. Synapses are a key to the brain's function, especially when it comes to memory. Stay tuned as we journey ahead into the world of science in our forthcoming tutorials.